Today we're making easy heart-shaped caramels for Valentine's Day. Hi there foodie friends, my name is Carly and welcome back to my channel, Adventures in Yum. First, we're making a double batch of my cookie butter salted caramel. We start by adding 2 cups or 400 grams of granulated sugar to a heavy bottom saucepan and placing this on high heat on the stove. We're now caramelizing the sugar, and if you'd like to see this process in more detail, make sure to check out my salted caramel video that's linked in the description. Once the sugar reaches a lovely amber color like this, immediately remove the pan from the stove and stir constantly while adding half a cup or 120 milliliters of heavy cream. After mixing that in, we're adding half a cup or 1 stick or 110 grams of unsalted butter. After the butter is completely mixed into the caramel, we're adding 1 cup or 240 grams of cookie butter and thoroughly mixing it into the caramel. We then add 4 teaspoons of vanilla extract and 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Once we've thoroughly mixed everything together, carefully pour the caramel into a quarter-size baking sheet or a 9x13 pan that's lined with parchment paper. Now that all the caramel is in the pan, make sure to level it out, but be careful when touching the pan because it might be hot from the hot caramel. After we let it cool for about 15 to 20 minutes at room temperature, we're going to cover the top of this with plastic wrap and then place it in the fridge to cool completely and set. Let it set for at least a couple of hours, but my personal preference is overnight. Before we finish our caramels, if you're getting value out of this video, then please make sure to hit that like button, click subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified about my latest video. After removing the plastic wrap, we're using a heart-shaped cookie or fondant cutter to cut the caramels straight out of the refrigerator. The size I use here is a kind of medium size, but you can definitely go with just about any size of cutter. We simply cut and carefully remove the hearts from the cookie cutter. Once we cut all of the caramel into hearts, we place the plastic wrap back on top and place it back in the fridge to ensure that they stay nice and cold, as they are much easier to work with when they are completely chilled. While those chill in the fridge, let's chat about a couple of variations that you can make. You can easily swap out the cookie butter and replace it with either peanut butter or Nutella. The peanut butter salted caramels have a perfect balance between the caramel and the peanut butter flavors. The Nutella results in a slightly firmer caramel and the flavor is extremely light, but they're still tasty. Cut them the same way as the cookie butter salted caramels, and of course make sure to chill after cutting. As I mentioned, the Nutella ones are firmer than the other caramels, so place a folded paper towel on top of the cutter to prevent your hand from hurting when you're cutting them. Once all of our caramels are chilled, we take melted dark chocolate melting wafers. Here I'm using the Ghirardelli brand. Place the caramel hearts in the chocolate, completely coat it, shake off the excess, and place it on a piece of parchment paper. We then repeat this process with the rest of our caramels. While we can use regular forks to remove and shake off the excess chocolate melts, I do recommend using a candy dipping fork like the one that I'm using here. I tried both and the candy fork was certainly easier to work with, although I did need a stick tool like this metal cake tester to help slide the caramel off of the dipping fork. After the chocolate melts set, we can carefully break off any excess pieces of chocolate melts. If you find that some of the caramel is still exposed on the bottom, we can simply dip the bottom into more of the chocolate melts, shake off the excess, and place it back on the parchment paper. Once again, after the chocolate melts set, we carefully remove excess pieces of the melts to give it a cleaner look. Now it's time to decorate the caramels. While you can certainly leave them as is, these simple decorations make them even cuter. For the Nutella salted caramels, I kept it simple and used a piping bag to pipe a thin drizzle of some white vanilla melting wafers over the hearts. Once the melt's set, they're ready to enjoy. For our peanut butter salted caramels, we use a piping bag to drizzle some of the dark chocolate melts over the hearts and then add some fun sprinkles before they set. Once they set, carefully break off any excess drizzle melts on the side and they're ready to enjoy. And finally, I decided to decorate our cookie butter salted caramels with some gold edible glitter. Using a food brush, we brush on the edible glitter, making sure to completely cover them in gold. Once we're done brushing, these are ready to enjoy. I love making these caramels because they're not only so yummy, but the feedback from my taste testers is that they absolutely love them. I think they're all quite good, but the cookie butter is still my favorite. Which one would you like to try first? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you give these a try and how you like them. If you're interested in checking out some of the products I used in this video, then please make sure to check out that video description below for some of their Amazon links. Thank you so much for joining me today, foodie friends. I'll see you next time for another yummy adventure.